Good morning, good morning, good morning, Borita. Welcome, Croiso. Back to the Walking Dead survivors, and here is my base, which, as you can see, is sort of slowly coming along in a kind of steady sort of way, as these things do. I've got people building and researching and whatever else have you, and I can see that all my 4 builders are busy and all my formations are here, which is nice. So today we're really going to talk about the somewhat annoying element of the strongest survivors. Now, as I've mentioned, Walking Dead Survivors is sort of in development, I believe, still, and there are elements which are a bit flawed, and the strongest survivor element, this last couple of days of it are a little bit flawed, because of the base dynamics, and I'll talk about that a little bit in a moment. Anyway, so we are on stage 5, and the stage 5 one is kill enemies, and the easiest way to kill enemies, if we go, where's the instructions and points? So we've got stage 5, kill enemies. Kill enemy fighters to earn point. The higher level fighters, the more points. So what happens on the last day, or I think it's the last 2 days actually, is that all the really big players who've got very powerful teams launch their attacks on everybody else. So if we look at the stage ranks, you'll see that here we are, Rick Grimes, Captain Wales, Super Sad Wolf. I was attacked by Captain Wales, in fairness. So these guys are going to have like bases up to sort of level 20, 21, things like that. They've got tons of troops, they can afford to attack everyone, and whatever else have you. And what they do is bounce around the map, smashing into other weaker players and taking loads of points. Which means if you're a weaker player, you're going to get attacked. You're going to lose lots of troops. You're going to lose lots of resources. You're going to lose lots of points. Now, to start off with, I came up with a plan which has kind of worked, but maybe not amazingly. So here's my base up in Highlander territory. And what I did was last night I thought to myself, right, how am I going to deal with this? Now, there are various ways to get around being attacked all the time during these 2 days. And I came up with a plan to do 2 different things. Now, the first plan I came up with was to hold a defensive position. Now, the easiest way to hold a defensive position is to hang around with your alliance, so there's other people who can help you out. Now, obviously, I'm a little way out of the alliance, but I'm fairly close. So if I need reinforcements, I can ask them fairly quickly. I'll come to why that doesn't always work very well in a moment. That wasn't really what I was relying on. So what I did was I went into my base and I got my very best troops, all of my troops back in the base, and I put in an attack bonus and a defense bonus. I'm not sure if the attack bonus matters so much, but the defense bonus certainly does. I'm not 100% sure on the dynamics of the fighting. So I put those 2 on. I'll talk about Peace Shield in a minute. And what I did was I just left my base overnight. And overnight, my base was attacked 3 times by very strong players. Now, I lost a lot of troops, which, was always going to happen. But at the same time, I killed a reasonable number of their troops. And although I'm not saying I came out of it better than them, their troops were worth an awful lot more points than mine. So although I came out of it worse than them, it did mean that I got a lot of points. So I got just under 2 million points by defending my base from 3 attacks. Now, I lost an awful lot of troops doing it, but I thought I'd actually see how I got on with just getting stage point rewards and whatever else have you on this one. So I lost a lot of troops, but I held the line-ish. I had to spend a bit of time going through my hospitals and rebuilding everything, and I got up to about, it was something like 90% of what I needed to claim the top milestone reward there, which is what I thought I'd go for. So I got my milestone reward, and that was my first tactics, was be defensive and just see what happens. Can't recommend it entirely because basically you get whomped. And I did get whomped, but I got a lot of points from being whomped. So that was okay. Now, the reason that being part of an alliance didn't work is because of the game dynamic I like the least, which is that you can move your base as many times as you want to wherever you want and instantly. Which to me is just way too unrealistic. Now, if this was a game set in space, if this was a star base, then fine, your star base can ping around, it can have engines and what have you. My town, if I look at it, comprises a lot of buildings, very firmly fixed in the ground. They should not be able to just ping around the map constantly. Now, I'm not saying you can't move your base at all, because I know this is a computer game, I know it's not real life, but at the same time, there should be a limit to how often you can do it, or some kind of, repercussion. Because what players do, and I will just quickly demonstrate it. I'm not going to do it because this is my own alliance, but let's say I click over here, and I went ping, right, Shafi, and I went relocate. What you can do is you can go boom, boom. There we are, my base is relocated, hit them, boom, 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 hit 4 or 5 players, and then go, right, I'm getting out of here, and bing, you go again. And the thing is nobody can react quickly enough to stop you. That's basically how it works. There's no chance. Your alliance can't help you out. You can't do anything about it. You can't ask for help, because by the time they're there, you've been raided, your base is on fire and everything else. It's not what I like. So then now we're going to think about how we can avoid this happening to us, because there are lots of different ways. Now, the first way is they are after your troops. They're not after your resources, generally speaking. You can keep your resource levels fairly low by just keeping buildings and stuff going on. So where they're only after your troops, one way you can deal with it is to hide your troops. So hiding your troops can involve sending them off to gather food or resources or whatever else. So, I could, let's see, I'm not going to do it right now because I'll just demonstrate. So I could hide them by, say right, here we are, there's a farm over here. I can't actually do this one. But you can click on the farm, you click gather, you send your troops out there, and your troops are out of your base. So they're safe. You're resisting yourself a little bit by hiding your troops. I'm going to hide some troops now by sending them off to do some building work over here. So this is one way you can do it. So this will protect your base, or protect your troops more accurately. Because like I say, they're not interested in your base, it's your troops they want to kill. That's my best formation. You can see I can't actually fill up my formations at the minute because of how many troops I lost. But again, like I say, I got lots of points for it. So it's kind of swings and roundabouts. And I'd feel bad if they were actually alive, but they are only computer people, I think. I hope. It'd be weird if this turned out to actually be real. Anyway. Yeah, so that's one option. So that second formation of mine is now hidden, effectively. It's not going to get attacked. Can leave it there. Quite safe. Nobody's going to bother it. And, I would suggest to anybody who's in a clan, this is a really good time to start building, a load of clan outposts, because you can hide all your troops in the outpost. Really nice, sort of sensible way of doing it. So that's one way. That's protected those troops. Now, I could send all 3 formations out and protect them that way. Other option you've got is, I'm not worrying about that right now, is to put up a peace shield. You have your peace shield here. Now, you have to spend rubies to get the 24-hour and 3-day shields. If you're spending rubies, then, yeah, protects you. That's fine. You can't be scouted or attacked for up to 8 hours. Now, the 8-hour one's the only one I ever use because you can get them from your clan base and stuff without spending rubies, because I prefer to save my, I've got a lot of rubies. I'm happy with the rocks that I've got. Used to have a little, now I've got a lot, but I'm still Benny from the block, So I've still got my rubies. I don't want to use them. I'd rather save them, to be fair, because I'm sure they'll come in useful, maybe. Who knows? So I usually say 8-hour shield, and you can put the 8-hour shield up. And during that time, you cannot be attacked. So I just pop one up there, and now if we zoom out, you'll see my base has got this little glowing dome over it. Now, what I find is, unfortunately, I'm very disorganised, and I forget to put it on. And it's simple as that, So I put it on for 8 hours, I go off and do something else, I come back to the game, I've left it 10 hours and I've been raided twice in the 2 hours between my shield coming down and me getting back on the game. Seems to happen a lot. To me, just sort of bad timing. Or I just forget about it overnight, or, basically I'm disorganised. If you're more organised than me, peace shields are really good. Go for it. That's fine. So that's 2 methods of sort of defending yourself. 1, hide your troops. 2, put on your shield. Actually, it's 3 methods, isn't it, I suppose. First one is stand your ground. Just accept you're going to have lots of casualties, but try and kill as many enemies as you can, get as many points as you can. 2, 2, hide your troops, send them off to do other jobs, get them out of your base. 3, put up a peace shield. And I'm going to argue here that there is number 4, which is going to be the riskiest one for me to do now, but it's what I'm going to do, because I'm a little bit crazy like this, is hide. Now, hiding is not as complicated as it might sound. When we zoom, zoom right out on the map? When you zoom right out on the map, there's your map. you can roughly see where most of the bases are likely to be. They are going to be in the coloured splodges which denote clan territory. So if I clicked here, I can more or less guarantee that they'll be, there we are, PNX Phoenix. So they're a fairly strong alliance, and in fact they're one of the top alliances, I think. There's all their players gathered together there. So if I was raiding, like I say, they can't defend each other if I just ping my base in. If I was, I'm not going to do it, but let's say I pinged my base in here. Bing, go relocate, boom, hit loads of them. I'm not going to, because like I say, they're a strong alliance, stronger than me, etc., etc. And then ping out before they can actually respond. That's so when you are part of a clan, I would argue that for this, you're not actually any safer than if you go and hide somewhere else. So what I'm going to try and do now is I'm going to use my random relocate. Now I could choose a spot. These, so you've got basically 3 different kinds of relocates. You've got this one here, which is elite rededication, which is the one a lot of the players that are doing the main raids do. They choose their target, choose where they're going to go, ping, hit it, ping, quit it. Like that. Move back to anywhere within your clan territory. So this is it's slightly cheaper, they're more common, but obviously you can only land in the areas your clan currently owns. And then you've got this one, which is random relocation, where you've got no control of where you're going to end up. You just ping and see where you go. So I'm going to try this. So here we go. Boom. Oh, your formations are outside or you're under attack. Oh yeah, can't do it because one of my formations is building. I will send them back out from wherever I end up hiding. Now, the obvious places to hide would be like the corners of the map, but that's also the first place anyone's going to look for somebody who is hiding. So I'm going to just sort of ping and see where I end up, and then probably stand my ground, depending. I might ping around a couple of times to see if I can end up somewhere safe. Obviously, the other downside is that I am doing a YouTube video of this, so if anybody is watching this and decides to raid my base, I will have given away my location. But let's not dwell on that, because I'm only... That's life. That's life. That's what all the people say. How are you guys back? Seems a bit of a waste to do march speed reduction for 1 minute. Yeah, just grit my teeth. Wait, sorry guys. What was I saying? Yes, so when you zoom back right out, there's often players, I find, that sort of hide up in the sort of top corners of the map. There's Justice, there's a couple of here, like ZOR, in this sort of top corner area. It tends to be where players go and hide. Oh, no, there we are. I thought there'd be a few more. There were Grey Wolf. The Grey Wolf's been up there a little while. So there aren't actually that many hiding up there. But, it's an option. Hide away from your alliances. I'm going to try a random relocate, as I say, just because they are cheaper. Have you got back yet? Nope, 17 seconds. And we'll see how it goes. Who knows? Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Keep fingers crossed. Come on, little horses. Come on, little men. If the horsemen if the horsemen carried the little men, maybe they go a bit quicker. Just thought. No, anyway. So, right, random relocate. So, going to go into my base again. Going to go to my backpack. Random relocate. Random. There we go. Boom. Here we are. Right, where we ended up. No, I don't like that one. That has a really random, dangerous look because I'm right next to another alliance. So let's try that again. If it keeps failing, I'll go for the special one. Boom! Where am I now? Can't see any alliances. Oh yeah, I like that. Look, there we are. Not too bad. I'm going to try and hide here for a little while. Nobody else much around me. Can just sort of sit back and go. I'll leave my strong base there. I've still got my peace shield up for now, so I'm just going to hide here and just see how I go. I'm just going to send my troops over to build the base because, like I say, it's still worth hiding your troops. And then I'm just going to hide away in my nice little cosy corner and hope that nobody notices me and I sit out the storm, so to speak. Don't know if it'll work. Going to try it, but there we are. Those are my 4 main suggestions. 1. Try and defend yourself. Doesn't work, basically. Unless you're a really super strong player, you're going to get raided. It's just a question of taking casualties, seeing how much damage you can do to them. 2, number 2, hide your troops. Send them off to do other jobs so they're not sitting at your base. Some of them can stay out for hours. Sometimes, though, they come back, so you have to watch that a little bit. 3 peace shields, which are great. They will stop you being raided. They will protect everything. Downside, like I say, is unless you buy the more expensive ones, is forgetting to put them back on. And I'm really guilty of that. So if you're organised, that's great. And lastly, number 4, which is what I'm going to try today because it suits my style of running away, is I'm going to hide. And just stay away from your alliance and other people and just hope nobody notices you. It is a risk. Who knows? Maybe it will pay out. Maybe it won't. But there's only one way to find out. Anyway, hopefully there's some useful advice in there. Good luck with surviving the strongest survivor attacking fighters day bit of the challenge. It just remains for me to say, please remember to like, share, comment and subscribe. Also, please don't hunt me down. I have rather given away the location of my secret hiding place. And that is that. May death come swiftly to your enemies. Thank you very much for watching and take care of yourselves.